guys, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Tamara. I'm growing on an 18 by 18 patio in central North Carolina. I don't have any grass, I don't have any land. I'm simply growing in containers in a small space. So one thing that I dealt with back in the fall that was really disappointing was I got walloped by cabbage worms. I had so many cabbage worms on my broccoli, my kale, and my cabbage. It was bad. I was out there every day picking off worms. And so I've been planning a lot of my garden this year around the pest control for that. So I've been planting a lot of flowers and herbs and alliums around the brassicas that I have. And I was going to plan on putting up some insect netting. Last year when I first saw the cabbage worms, I bought this insect netting off of Amazon and some clips to use with it. I think at that point it was too late. But I didn't like that it would like sit right on the plants. Like I didn't have anything to support it, and it just didn't give a lot of room to breathe. So I wanted to do something a little different this year. So what I did was I went to Dollar General and I was just kind of looking around trying to find something to hold up the netting. Originally I saw that like stick in the ground bedding edge stuff, like it looks like a little fence, and I was thinking of sticking that in the front and just kind of clipping on the front, but that was going to be just a lot of stuff in there. So I went to the craft aisle and they had these wooden dowels, and they're not like super flimsy, but they are bendable. So my original plan was to take 3 of them and just put a rubber band around to make it a little stronger. I was doing that and I realized I probably didn't have enough. So I took them all apart and I'm gonna try it again, just doing 2. And then I have these big, they're postal size rubber bands. I don't know what postal size means. I guess maybe going around a big stack of envelopes, I don't know. But I actually got these for trying out some seed starting snails. But I'm gonna use these and just wrap them around these to give a little bit of a stronger, thicker stake that I can use. I just wanted to come on here for a second and explain exactly what the cabbage moths and cabbage worms are. So if you see these lovely little white butterflies in your garden and think, yay, pollinators, that's not what they are. They're cabbage moths, and they're going to lay eggs on your plants, and they're going to be these little green caterpillars that come out, and they are going to eat your plants alive and poop all over them. And they're really hard to see because they're like the same color as the cabbage leaves and the broccoli leaves, and it's just no fun to come out and see that everything has been completely eaten. So after doing a couple of them, I decided I was just going to put the rubber bands on the top because this part's going to be in the ground anyway, so I don't need the rubber bands there. So now I have 12 stakes, and my plan is to put these in the beds and use these to clip the insect netting on, so it just gives it a little bit of headroom. So let me go ahead and show you where I need to put these. Right, so the sun's kind of in my face, but let me show you where I'm going to have to put the netting. So these little beds I have here, this is where I had a bunch of cabbage and broccoli in the fall, and that's where I had the cabbage worms really, really bad. I'm gonna come out of the sun here for a second. Actually, when I was cleaning out these beds this year, I noticed what looked like some cocoons underneath. And so future self here, when I was in the middle of explaining all that, I accidentally turned off the camera. So every time I thought the camera was on, it was off. And every time I thought it was off, it was on. So what I was in the middle of saying was that when I was getting these beds ready this year, I actually found underneath the beds and in the like cinder blocks I used to prop them up what looked like cocoons. I don't know if they were cabbage moth cocoons, but I'm guessing that's what they were. So I tried to get as many of those as possible, and then I was recording myself setting up the netting, but basically all I did was stick the stakes in the corner, and I ended up not clipping to the stakes, but the stakes lifted it up enough, and then I could clip to the side of the box, and it gave a nice little tenting effect just to keep everything up so that there's a little more room for the plants to grow and breathe. So here is what it looks like. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, but I'd rather have cabbage and broccoli. So I put these here, and then that just kind of lifts it up enough. I ran out of dowels. I actually went inside. This is an old wooden spoon that's broken and a pair of chopsticks. I just needed something in the middle here. I am a little worried about this, but I want to leave room for these peas that are going to come in. I'm hoping that that's enough to keep the moths out. I have a lot of netting, so there's just a lot of extra around here, but I have it clipped around. I have these nice metal clips I got last year, and then here's where you can really see it's kind of tented above everything. So I'm hoping that will give a little room for the broccoli and the cabbage to start growing. See here, it's like kind of a gap. I'm in an awkward situation of wanting room for the peas, but also wanting to get those covered. So I'm hoping that'll be enough, but I'm pretty happy with how it went. It's like I almost need some like pins or something to like just stick it into the ground, but we'll see how that goes. I didn't have enough to get the tower, so I probably will order some more insect netting today. So it's been a couple days since I initially got the netting up on the larger planters for the cabbage worms, and I had run out of netting and I needed something for my green stalk. The green stalk insect netting wasn't really my budget this year, so I wanted to try something different. I initially was going to get just a long strip like I have for the pets over there and kind of finagle it over and clip it on the sides, but I decided to just go on Amazon and search up green stalk insect netting, and what came up were a bunch of fruit tree nettings. I didn't realize they made that, so I got a fruit tree net for pests, insects, deer, squirrels, all that, and it zips up, but like this thing is huge. It's huge. It's ginormous. It's really wide, and then it has a drawstring on the bottom, but I really didn't need to pull that very much. Now, the one thing I did not like was I think I actually maybe damaged a few of these kale up top when I was putting the netting on, but I found some old paint stirring sticks. Some of these do have paint on it, so I stuck that part up, but I did that to just kind of prop the top part here off of these pockets on the top. Now I do have plenty of things to transplant if I did indeed kill those, but we're going to give this a try and see if this keeps those cabbage moths away. So that is my cabbage moth and cabbage worm plan. So I will keep you guys posted on how that goes. Fingers crossed. I really love my brassicas. It's like the one thing that I really love to eat. So I'm hoping that I can salvage them. Well, it's not even salvaging because nothing's happened to them yet, at least not that I'm aware of. But hopefully I can protect them from any sort of cabbage worm damage this year. As pretty as those little white butterflies are, they're deceiving. Pretty but deceiving. Definitely don't want those around. So I will keep you posted. If you have any suggestions for the cabbage moths, please let me know, because it's a real problem and it's really annoying. So good luck everyone, and keep growing where you are.